Welcome, we're the two teachers.
Also known as the two Redesign Brothers.
Andy, the redesign has landed, and Houston, this doesn't need to be a problem.
This doesn't need to be a problem. It looks like a huge task, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different pieces. But let's break down this redesign into more manageable bite-sized pieces.
Andy, 5 big ideas and 5 units. But Andy, for me, let's talk less about the redesign and let's talk more about how we might, in our classrooms, rethink.
Right. So rethinking, clearly this redesign brought to us by College Board is intentionally trying to get the teacher to think more about assessment. It's not as much about instruction, it's assessing how are students learning, what the objectives are, what the essential knowledge points are, and are they mastering those objectives and those essential knowledge points.
So Andy, rethinking maybe a little bit less teaching, a little bit more learning. Here at the FIXER APers, we're going to talk about that. But more than just rethinking, Andy, we need to start reviewing.
Well, reviewing, keep in mind there are 5 big ideas. These are the overarching concepts that connect all the different units. And within each of those units, we have 61 learning objectives.
61 learning objectives.
And so if you essentially think of those as a day, a classroom day, or 2 days, it really maps out your scope and sequence. And then within those learning objectives, you have essential knowledge points. And don't forget, we now have 15 prescribed Supreme Court cases and 9 foundational documents.
So Andy, we're trying not to be intimidated by this redesign. And so we're rethinking, we're reviewing, but we also need to reimagine. We need to reimagine what our classrooms might look like. We've talked a lot about pedagogy over the years, and maybe we need to reimagine our classrooms looking a little bit different. Here with the FIXER APers, the Redesign Brothers, we'll talk maybe a little bit more about not just pedagogy, but maybe pedagogy, how we can ask our students to collaborate a little bit more.
Pedagogy.
Yeah, pedagogy.
Oh, I see what you did there. You mixed in pedagogy with small groups, pods.
Andy, when I first started teaching,
very witty, Dan.
When I first started teaching, it was much more teacher-centered. Clearly now we need to be more student-centered. And the Redesign Brothers, we're going to help you look through the redesign. Redesign, you mean the rethink, the review, and the reimagine? We're going to help you through this.
Well, the redesign also becomes that lesson in governmental transparency. Clearly, they're trying to be more transparent with the skills and the knowledge points that students need to know and master. And so what Dan and I would like to do is take these individual segments from here on out and take the transparency and kind of reimagine what that looks like and how we assess and how we instruct in our classes.
We also invite you with your questions and what your needs are. How might we help you walk through this redesign? We're the two teachers.
Also known as the Redesign Brothers.
No fancy words.
No fancy suits.
Or rubrics.
Or rubrics.
Plain talk about issues you need to know.
Just in time.